Hi everyone. So Fit for Life, your part 2. I think we're on about program 6, aren't we? I seem to have lost a week somewhere. I'm a week behind, but hey, never mind. Let's get on to that second part of our practice. So take a seat, a comfortable seat. I forgot my block today, so I'm going to have to do without. Cross legs, straight legs if you prefer. Take the hands behind to give you a little bit of a lift so you can relax the hips down. Now imagine a tube from the base of the spine to the crown of the head and breathe along it. Now I want you to see if you can keep that breath with the second part of our practice. So we're cleansing through the whole line of our chakras, cleansing through those major energy centers within the body. As we add some movement to the spine, bring the right arm across and the left hand behind. Inhale, push the ribs forward for the crown of the head rise. As you exhale, wrapping around, taking the left shoulder back and turning to look over the left shoulder. Inhale, grow. Exhale, wrap. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, wrap. One more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, wrap. I can see a beautiful heron and I wanted to keep going, so I got my eye on it. They stand so still, right arm behind, left across. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, wrap. Inhale. Exhale. Imagine you're wrapping your rib cage around the spine. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then rounding down for a nice release in the lower back. Now you can have your hands in prayer. So the first option is fingers up. Second option to go a little lower, fingers forward. Maybe you could surrender down. Now breathe into that space just above your hip bones, letting go in the lower back. Release and breathe. And release. We need a back bend after our forward bend, so let's come into a tabletop. So the first option is to stay seated or straight legs. Push the ribs forward and open the front body. Maybe you want to stay here if you have wrist injuries. Otherwise, fingers forward. Make sure you're lifting from the whole length of the spine, all the way here from this tailbone, all the way up to the crown of the head. We're not just lifting the hips. Bend the knees. So lift from the whole length of the spine. A lot of people will just lift from the hips here. So open the shoulders and lift the top of the spine. Feel the chest lift. Feel the shoulders open. Push the heels into the mat. Push the hands into the floor. Oh, that feels better. Now breathe. And release. Well held. Little breather, round down. Now we're going to add a little bit of movement along the spine. So we're massaging through the spine. Hope this is going to still stay on, this microphone. Let's give it a try. So we're going to round down and roll up, okay? Rounding. So you can take this a little further, yogi's choice. You can use the hands and come all the way into Halasana and then roll out. Inhale, Dandasana. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. Otherwise, you can roll here, slide the legs along and down. Do a few more rounds, what feels right for you. Be mindful of your lower back here. Massage the spine, get every vertebrae touching. Inhale, ribs forward. Exhale, fold, draw the belly in. Let's do 2 more. Rolling. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 1 more. And then we're going to hold in our Paschimottanasana. Rolling through the spine. Dandasana, straight spine. And hold here. Draw the belly in and fold. Walk the bum back. Doesn't matter how far you get, as long as you feel the lengthening in the backs of the legs. Crown of the head is easing forward. Pull back the toes. Draw the belly in, and we ease with the exhale breath. And release. Coming into a bridge. As we come onto our back, bring the feet nice and close to the bum. Now to keep the knees in line with the hips, slightly pigeon toes, so turn your toes inwards a little. Lift the head and tuck the chin. Bring the hands down. Lift up and release down. 2 more. As you lift up, engage the glutes a little. Push the heels in. Lift the hips right up. And the last one here, we're going to hold up. Now interlace the hands underneath. Wiggle the shoulders under. Push the heels in. Tuck the chin. Little challenge. You might want to hold here. Only take the challenge if it serves you today. Right knee above the hip and lengthen. Bend. Change the leg. Keep the hips the same level. Keep them up. So as we lift the left, we're pushing the right heel into the mat. Lengthen. Let's see if we can do one more each side. It's tough, it's a challenge. Knee, lengthen, bend and replace. One more. Working deep, working the back, working the glutes. Bend, replace. Come onto the balls of the feet. Release the shoulders, roll the spine down and hug the knees. Let's see if you can rock back and forwards until you can come back up to a seat. Otherwise, roll onto your side and come back up. Okay? How are we doing? Good so far. Bring the legs straight. Push the ribs forward. I'll show you a slight angle. So what we just did a minute ago, it looks very simple, but we're working the back muscles. So we want the shoulders above the hips, pull back the toes, and take the arms. Now imagine I've got the crown of your head on a piece of string, drawing you up, ribs gently pushing forward, pull back the toes. Now keep the body strong and focus on the breath inside. You'll soon begin to realize not quite as easy as it looks. Keep the ribs pushing forward. Keep breathing. Bend the knees and release down. Well held. Excuse me. Not an ill cough, just a irritating. Let's come into Navasana, so plant the feet. Navasana, abdominal strength, hands behind the legs. Now push the ribs forward and then lift the legs. You might want to hold here, you can release the arms. If you get anything calling for attention in the lower back, keep a hold of the legs. Otherwise we can straighten the legs. Navasana, the boat posture for abdominal strength. Hold the belly tight. Now breathe into the chest. And release. Round down, take a few breaths. Breathe into the back. Feel your whole back expand with the inhale. Feel your whole back relax. And release. Coming over onto all fours. Let's come into a down face dog. All fours, one hand step forward. Let me just move my belt. You're probably already in your down face dog. Hold there. Taking the sit bones away from the crown of the head, pushing the fingers forwards. Walk it out. And then open the knees as wide as the mat, toes together. Come down to Virasana. Try to get the neck in line with the spine. Now we're looking to put a little bit of space between every vertebrae. Inhale, feel the back expand. Exhale, ribs down, bum moves back. Inhale, back expands. Exhale, walk back. And coming up, let's come in to thread the needle. We're going to go to the first level. So we're mobilizing through the shoulder and the neck. So keeping the knees wide, toes together. We're going to feed the right arm under and the forehead comes to the mat. And then lift the head and turn until the chin comes to the left shoulder. And then take the left arm up and over. Lengthen the tailbone away. Now, if you did want to take it to the next level, please stay here if it feels right for you. If you do, you tuck the left set of toes and you bring the left foot round to the right hand and then you roll between the shoulders. The worst thing that happens is you'll roll out until two shoulders eventually will touch the floor. Just a couple more breaths. And then release, coming out. Come back to your Virasana. Knees apart, toes together, ribs down and breathe into the back. Inhale, feel your back expand. Exhale, lengthen, ribs down, bum back. Inhale, back expands. Exhale, lengthen, ribs down, bum back. Coming back up to your silver back, placing the hands under the shoulders. This time we feed the left under, behind. Forehead comes down to the mat. Now lift the head and turn until the chin comes as near to your right shoulder as your body allows. And then take the right arm up and over. So you get a lovely release on the neck here. Mobilizing through the shoulder. If you do want to go to the next level, go slowly. Tuck the right set of toes, come up. Now bring this right foot round to the left hand. Just move my head a little. And then rolling between the shoulder blades. So the worst that will happen is you'll roll out. Draw the belly in. One more breath. And release. Let's come into a down face dog and have a nice big twist. Add that lower body twist. And then take a break. Drop into child's pose and breathe. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of sun cream in my eyes. Another little challenge for you today. Working you a little bit harder today than I normally do. But do as much as you can. I'm sure you'll be fine. Rest if you need to. So we're going to start in our down face dog. Coming out. Now baby step the right foot forward as we take the left leg up behind. Transfer the weight to the right hand and open. So this left heel comes to the right cheek of the bum and we're looking up under the left armpit. Arm strength, hip opener, leg strength. Tray, drop into child's pose. Breathe into your back. Let your physical body go and completely breathe and relax. Coming back to your down face dog, let's try that on the other side. Remember to have a little dome in the palm of the hand so you're almost like gripping at the mat with your finger pads to take the pressure away from the wrists. So up you go. So this time we baby step the left foot forward, right leg comes up behind and we bend the knee. Now transfer the weight to the left hand more and open. So right heel comes to left cheek at the bum and we're looking up under the right armpit. Push the mat away with that left hand. Open. Try to rotate the chest towards the side of that right arm. And again, drop into child's pose. Good work. And breathe. And release. Coming up. Let's come into a plank. Hands under the shoulders. Now firm the arms up, lengthen them, straighten them. Shoot one leg back and lengthen the heel away and engage. Draw the belly back to the spine, second leg. So you're plank-like, you're strong. Everything in the body is engaged. Push the ribs down to lengthen. Tuck the chin and draw the ears back. If you find this is too much, drop to the knees. Arm strength, core strength. Push the floor away, lengthen the heels away. Look at that space between the hands. Keep the belly in tight. Breathe into your chest. Just a couple more breaths. And release. Just do a nice deep back bend. We're nice and warm now. Ustrasana, the camel. Very healing, keeping the flexibility of the spine. Tuck the toes at the back. Makes it more accessible. Hips above the knees. Now scoop yourself up so your side body. Feel that you're really long in the sides. Lift up. Push the hips forward and the ribs forward and start to open the chest. Encourage the hips forward with the hands. We need to make sure that these hips stay above the knees. So there's no rush to get the hands onto the heels. If you have to collapse back here, we're better off staying with the hands onto the hips. Opening the chest, lifting up, and then eventually we can touch base with the heels. But keeping the hips above the knees. Even people with slip discs can do this posture. It really helps to realign in the spine. Coming out slowly into an angry cat. Reach the shoulder blades apart. Come onto your knees. Coming into Anjaneyasana, hip opener here, hip flexors. Hip flexors are considered the engines in the body because when something goes wrong, it has a knock-on effect all the way through the body. It can implicate problems with knees, back, all sorts. So we need to keep them flexible and strong. So bring your right foot forward and drop into that left hip flexor. Now you need to check in with the front knee that is on top of the ankle to keep your knee safe. Now try not to let it flop out. Squeeze to the midline. Drop in. Lift up to get the side body long. So scoop yourself up. Ribs forward. Lift the chest. Drop that hip. Now if balance is not with you, keep the hand on the thigh. Maybe take the left arm out. Otherwise we get cactus arms. Open. Lifting. Drop forward. For that lovely lengthening. Remember the breath. Soft and gentle. Maybe you could drop a little more. Let's bring the hands into the inside of the front foot. Coming into a lizard. Now coming into the inside of the groin. Lift this front foot and turn it out. I'm not sure you can see my foot, but so lift the front foot, turn it out about 30 degrees, 20 to 30 degrees, an angle that's comfortable for you. Relax the hips, and then with the exhale breath, just start to walk down. Just relax everything. Each and every exhale breath, just surrender down. Doesn't matter how far you go, close your eyes. You want to find this challenging, but there should be no grimacing with the face. It's a challenge. It shouldn't be painful. You should be able to breathe. And release, come back up. So little by little our body becomes stronger, more flexible. Remember, it's a gentle, gentle journey. We're not forcing the body, that's how we get injuries. Each time you'll find your edge will go just a little bit further. So you'll find each time you come, you get a little deeper. So now left foot forward, drop into that right hip. Now check this front knee, it wants to be stacked on top of the ankle. Now scoop yourself up, lifting up through the sides, ribs forward, lift the chest. Drop that right hip forward. Let's open out. Lift and drop. Breathe. A nice steady, even flow of breath. Maybe you could drop a little more. Relax the front of that right hip. Lift the chest. Keep the side body long. Hands to the inside of the front foot. Now lift your front foot and turn the foot out about 30 degrees. Anywhere between 10 and 30 degrees. It's one that's just comfortable, and then just let the knee flop to the side. And then just relax. Don't overthink it. Close your eyes. Just relax the hips. As you exhale, just very slowly start to bend the elbows. So the weight of the upper body would ease you into that hip opener. Breathe and ease. And release. Oh, that feels good. Hips get very tight with physical exercise and also with stress as well. It's the gut's response. When we get that fight, flight or freeze, we get a tightening in the hips, as well as all the toxins that are released into the body. I'll show you from the side here. Another dumping ground for the body's toxic waste is the trapezius. So at the bottom of the neck and the top of the back. So tuck the chin, interlace the fingers, start to round down and look at your belly button. And then hands in the middle of the head and start to draw down, bringing your face towards your torso. Feeling that lovely, feel the release in the bottom of the neck and the top of the back. And release. Sit to the side, bring the legs forward. So we're going to finish our practice this morning with an inversion where we have the hips higher than the head. Okay, so Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. If they're not for you, you might prefer a waterfall. So placing the hands underneath the bum, tuck the elbows in, bend the knees so you can replant the small of the back, and then up. So the heart gets a nice rest here. Oh, that sun's lovely. Otherwise, you might need a little momentum to come into your shoulder stand. Try to keep the elbows narrow. Walk the hands up along the spine as far as is comfortable for your lower back and for your neck. Sarvangasana, the shoulder stand. Regulating blood pressure and improving our posture. This is the right foot back behind your head. Try to keep 2 straight legs. Change to the left. And then find your stillness in your shoulder stand. Couple more breaths. Now bend the knees down towards you. You can use your hands as your brakes, either on your hips or on your mat, as you bring the thighs closer towards you and roll through the vertebrae. Allow your head to lift if it needs to. And then bring the knees in around the body. Knees, head up towards the knees. So use Matsyenasana as a fish posture, as a counter posture, hands under the bum. Tuck your elbows in, palms down, lengthen the legs and point the toes. Come a little way up onto the forearms. Now ribs up, feel the front body is nicely open, and then take the crown of the head back. Now breathe into this body, open body. Exhale completely. Breathe into the heart space. And then lift the head, release down. You're a menace. My dog's like a child. Have the legs nice and wide, arms wide. Shavasana, let your body go. See if you can totally connect with the breath. See if you can keep everything else completely still. Really be aware of the breath in the chest, in the abdominals. Everything else is completely still. Letting go of any tension with the exhale breath. Just breathe, let the physical body go. Thoughts come into your head, acknowledge them, let them go. Stay connected with the breath. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. As we learn to be still and calm inside, in our chaotic world. The key is the breath. Hug your knees into the chest and gently rock from side to side. Roll onto one side, come back up to a comfortable seat. Back nice and straight, shoulders relaxed down. As you open your eyes, bringing your hands to your heart, and namaste. And thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel when you come up to watch it. It doesn't cost anything. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. So, Henry, are you going to say goodbye? Not today. Bye all. I'll see you soon.